Hi you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I am here with another weekly video to help you guys create an indoor space that supports your health and wellness and is as free from toxins as possible. So this week I'm going to walk you through some of the ways that I have learned to look for products and materials. Kind of some shortcut ways, but ways that you can really start out on the right foot. A lot of these are ways that you can help narrow down what you're looking for to a group of mostly toxin-free things. You might have to do a little bit of research at the end and figure out what it is you truly want. But it goes from starting out, this big with a project to just having a few choices that are in this little circle, because there are different filters you can use when you're searching on websites, and there are different sources that you can go to that will give you only low toxin products. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about kind of being a conscious consumer. I think that's a really big piece of this as well. And we're going to talk about how to bring things into your home that are low toxin, and how do we start without getting completely overwhelmed. So this video is based on my blog post that I have up this week, and so if you're more of someone who wants to look at the blog, read through it, click links to different sources that I'm going to mention, then I would recommend you go to the blog post, which is listed at the bottom of the video description. If not, I'm going to invite you to stay tuned and hang out with me for the next, 10-15 minutes while we go through the slides that are based on this week's blog post. And it's all about how to narrow down what you're looking for when you're trying to find those low toxin products for your home.
So finding organic products and a trusted organic store can be a huge benefit to you as you work on your healthy house journey. I know that for me personally, once I kind of had the revelation that I could find a trusted organic source, whether it be a brand, a product, a store, someone that carried high quality products, I could cut out a lot of the work on my end. I'm going to be honest, researching products and hunting down reputable brands and stores can be incredibly draining. It's time consuming, and oftentimes I felt like it kind of ended in frustration. And this is exactly why I love sharing what I find with you. If there's one way that I can make your life easier, I know that it's taking the research out or finding organic products and organic stores that you can trust. I think most of us on this journey to creating a healthier home have the realization that we probably can't trust anything we just pick up at Target anymore. And it's kind of a defeating realization. And I know that it left me feeling overwhelmed, and I'm guessing that you might feel the same way. I've been at that overwhelming place many times in my journey, in different areas when it comes to our home and our family's health. But I think the great news is that once I stepped back from the situation, I realized that not only could I make this whole process easier on myself, I could also streamline my research, which is where this comes into play. I realized that by having a starting spot for my research for products, whether it be a trusted blog or a search filter, I could at least weed out a lot of the products from the get-go. And from a narrowed down spot that I could start at, I could really hone in on a few products that deserve more of my time and research. And so this approach has cut down on so much research and time for me that I thought it would be helpful to give you a look into how you can do this yourself, whether you're looking for building materials, home products, beauty products, whatever it may be. So let's get into the exciting stuff here. So why is it important to your health to have a healthy home? So first off, it supports your immune system. In terms of body burden, our bodies are like a cup. Chemicals and substances can fill up the cup, and then over time the cup can overflow, and the overflow means the cup is filled to the brim with these substances and chemicals, and it's spilling over into other areas. The other areas that become affected are seen through a variety of symptoms such as allergies, fatigue, skin conditions, asthma, general pain, and brain fog. While these symptoms are troublesome, a lot of them can be linked back to a suppressed immune system. I am sharing a study in this week's blog post about chemicals, and it's a really in-depth study about the toxicity of chemicals and how they suppress the immune system. The substances that we come in contact with make the immune system work harder. And if your body's working overtime to protect you against everyday products, it's never getting a break, and it can become more suppressed over time. I'm also linking another post in this week's blog post that can help you kind of break that idea down further if that's something that you would like to look at. Another big part of this is that the toxins in our home, like parabens, phthalates, fire retardants, all kinds of chemicals, are big contributors to hormone disruption. When the endocrine system is disrupted, it has obvious effects on areas like the reproductive system, thyroid, and our sleep function, but there's also a trickle-down effect that takes place as our systems begin to function improperly. Many studies conducted about the endocrine disruptors are performed in children, and these studies link endocrine disruptors to a higher chance of ADHD, obesity, diabetes, issues with puberty development, and I have some links for you that kind of point to those studies. Another reason that I think it's really important to create a healthy home is because of just the indoor air quality. So we spend about 90% of our day breathing indoor air. And what we know about indoor air is that much of it is more polluted and unhealthy than even the outdoor air. And many of the off-gassing toxins we bring into our homes stay trapped inside because we don't get fresh air inside and we're not exchanging the air with the outside air. So when we start to control and limit the toxins we bring in, we can start to reduce our toxin exposure drastically as the toxins eventually leave through vents and windows. And then the third thing is creating a healthy space for kids. So kids and babies are more susceptible to toxins in our home for a number of reasons. First and foremost, pound for pound, they're smaller than adults. So the exposure to a particular toxin that may be insignificant for us as adults is actually a far more serious exposure in kids because proportionally it's larger. It's larger in quantity for them. Second, children are not miniature adults, and so a toxin can impact their development as they grow into adults. This means while an exposure to us as an adult might have like a short-term side effect to a child, it can affect them well into adulthood. And then children are also spending more time indoors and on the floor with objects and hands in their mouths. And this means that they're going to ingest more toxins than adults do, especially those toxins that we talk about that are found in dust and that come in on our shoes. So part of this is going to be being a more conscious consumer. While I think we can really do a huge favor by purchasing from healthier sources, I also think it doesn't mean you need to throw out half your products and home goods to do that. So instead, I think that it means you make very intentional plans for future purchases. This is kind of the basis of this entire video and post this week. Plan ahead and you'll make better choices, I promise. I like to do my research long before I buy because it's sometimes the research is what takes the longest. I like to base all of my research on facts and on published studies. And if I do happen to find advice from like a personal blog, I then go research the practice or the product myself in hopes of kind of finding some more factual evidence. This also goes for materials and products. I like to know the ingredients in my cleaning products, my personal care products, my makeup products. I also look for companies who embrace transparency in disclosing ingredients that they use in their products. So this to me is a great sign of a relationship I can have with that company. Nobody wants to have a relationship with someone who keeps secrets. The same is true for home products, beauty products, food. I want to know and I want to be told the truth. But that being said, it's still my job as a consumer to find these companies and products on my own. Unfortunately, we don't live in a time where we can just assume that all products are safe and healthy. And this can be a great opportunity, though, to find and support trustworthy companies that can help make a small difference in the world. So, how to find organic options and organic products for your home. We're going to start with a couple different ideas. So, first is search filters. Places like Wayfair, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, they actually have search filters when you're searching that you can click on that will help you find an eco-friendly product or products that are made of more organic materials. These are not, just the only thing to use. This is a good way to get started. So these filters are a great way to find a solid product. Some of them you can actually search Green Guard certified products. And if nothing else, it's a good place to weed out the ones that you definitely don't want. Another idea is to just kind of get back to the basics. So the more basic and more simple a product is, often the fewer ingredients and materials it consists of. So I think this is the key. This has been especially true for like furniture in our home. So we, kind of went back to the basics of just solid wood furniture, even if we can find it unfinished and we get to finish it ourselves. That's going to be better. So if I can find something with like just natural hardwood, no plastic, no stain, it means that I can do what I want with it. With cleaning products, it kind of meant finding a product that had just a few ingredients and that's a concentrate. So I don't have to keep purchasing 5 different products for my house. I'm not introducing things to my house that I don't need to. Another idea is to look for handmade. So finding fair trade and handmade is another avenue that I like to explore. I look on Etsy a lot. You can search handmade and fair trade on Etsy. There are also directories of fair trade products. I like supporting local companies as well and artisans that are in my area. So if you have like markets or boutiques or stores that you can shop this way, that's a great way to do it. Another thing that you could try is to, there's a website called the Green America Directory. It is linked in this week's blog post. It's a great place to go when you're looking for like a whole brand that is healthier and that uses green practices. So the directory focuses on everything from fair trade to home goods to food to organic products. And it's just a great place to start and kind of narrow down your research when you're starting to look for healthier options for your home. You could also shop at some trusted like kind of Amazon alternatives. So there are a couple websites that you can go to that carry great brands, high quality products. Thrive Market is at the top of my list. Earth Hero, Mighty Nest, the Ultimate Green Store. I have all of these linked for you guys this week, and they are places that you can, again, start out with good quality products and then research from there. Another thing that I like to do is kind of go to like some expert advice, if you will. So I'm a pretty trustworthy person right off the bat, but I don't really just trust advice from anyone. I have a few accounts and people that I follow that I really trust. So these are some Instagram accounts that I like to follow. A Little Less Toxic. Shauna shares very honest opinions. I completely trust all of her recommendations. Emma at Green at Home is another one that I love seeing the products and the materials that she recommends. Laura Adler is another one. She is behind Environmental Toxin Nerd and has a lot more on her website, and I have that linked. And then Non-Toxic Munchkin is another absolute favorite of mine. So if you are looking for links to anything that you saw in the video this week, I also have a couple extra ideas if you are looking for some things to do in the meantime while you're researching your brands and products that you can do for free at home to create a healthy space. Head to my blog. It is the link at the bottom of the video description, and I have studies linked, stores linked, experts linked, and then I have a couple extra ideas for you guys to help you create a healthy house without bringing in products if you're kind of at a standstill here.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and going through the blog in slide form. If you want more of these tips and more ways to create a healthy indoor environment in your own house, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I do these videos every week and we always cover a different topic. Otherwise, if you have questions, feel free to leave a comment here or send me an email. Until next week, be well.